Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, February 14th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Very quickly, a couple clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because we can sometimes capture interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, TOPS. And a very rough afternoon here. As you can see here, the price is currently pulling back quite a bit, and compared to where it was at the highs right there, you definitely got to think that there's some people probably a little get freaked out as, buying up around here or here, and now the price continues to drop. So overall, yeah, a bit of a pullback here, but from the grand scheme of things, still some interesting levels to keep an eye on. First level that you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching is going to be that trend line right there. Very easy to connect those 2 points, get that trend line. So moving forward, if the price starts to, work its way and then makes its way back upwards, got to think that break right there from, even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy type angle, could create some good solid momentum. If this pullback continues, then the level that stands out to me, and I think a lot of people will be watching, is this former breakout area back here at, let's just call it the $1.50 mark. And then around that same area, you can see down there, you have that purple line there, the 50 paired moving average, which is at $1.49. So if we just round that up to $1.50, $1.50 could very well be a very interesting pullback area if you prefer that so more as your strategy. But overall, keep an eye on that trend line for breakout players, pullback players. To me, like I said, that $1.50 mark seems pretty interesting. Next one, BBBY, and it just continues to get worse as the price just drops further and further. So updates need to be made here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. First update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So going into the day, this level right here at the 240-ish mark was a key level, but now that the price broke below it, you can see a couple times the price did try to get above it right there and then really started to drop. So today now, if there is any sort of bounce, that'll be an overarching level. But really, before you even put much emphasis on that level, in the very near term, that first key level that'll need to be broken right there at $2.12. As far as levels of support, as you're seeing here, it has been a very long time since the price has been down this low. Let me squeeze it down a little bit more. There we go. So next potential area of support to watch, now going to be right down there at the $1.85 mark. So $1.85 next key level of support. I'll zoom back in here, but that'll be the next key mark to watch if there is a continuation of the pullback. And in the very near term, let me be very clear, just because there's a bearish pattern here, so you can see a bear pennant pattern. That doesn't mean that the price is for sure going to go down, but I don't think that would catch anybody off guard. So yeah, in the very near term, if you're more of a pattern player, then the best way to describe this would be a bear pennant. Next one, VLON, and a very, very nice pattern here. And I made a comment earlier about, self-fulfilling prophecies, and we have that here. You got to think that people all around the world have drawn that trend line. And when so many people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, while that guarantees nothing, doesn't make it plausible, doesn't make it valid to think that if the price comes up here and gets a break up through that trend line, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. That's certainly a plausible conclusion to reach. So definitely keep an eye on that. And then on the same token, there is a bit of a little downwards channel. So let me bring this down here to show that the price has pulled back here. So this is the bottom of the channel, though. So let me change that to green to represent more so the support dynamic, and maybe to make this just easier to see. So we have our downwards channel here with the resistance, with the support. But what was going on before all this? Well, you had this huge move right here, which has allowed me to draw a bull flag pattern. So if you like bull flags, if you like stocks down below the $5 mark, here you go. Next one, WISH, same general idea here. A very well-defined pattern, which is defined by what I would argue as a very clear trend line to put in place right there. So you have that trend line down there, and then you have more of a little flat support down here around the 80-cent mark. So again, let me change that to green, and I'll be going a little bit quicker through these because you get this spiel, right? You've heard me talk about self-fulfilling prophecy, so all those dynamics still apply. So we have our resistance, we have our support, you have the explosion right there. And because this is a little bit different, not quite a bull flag, but to make it more visual, let's put our golf hole down here. So we have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. So again, if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, AMC, going to be pretty quick here because not a whole lot to update relative to other videos that I've done on this one, or I should say other analyses. So first dynamic here that I talked about in the past has been the sideways channel. You have the resistance right here. You have the support right here. And both these levels actually did essentially come into play today. You can see this morning, price tried to make a move up there and essentially got rejected, broadly speaking. And then on the flip side of things, during that opening 30 minutes, the price did get down around that support, and that held strong. So in other words, that's kind of my long way of saying nothing really changed today. Yes, of course, things changed in the fact that the price was going up and down, but taking a step back and looking at it from the broader sense and from the sideways channel perspective, the price is still just stuck between these two levels right here, which keeps the key question in play. Who's ultimately going to win out this battle? Are the bulls going to win out with a break to the upside? Are the bears going to win out with a break to the downside? That all remains to be seen. But just from a broad technical point of view right now, all we still have is that sideways channel pattern. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen, you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency, to manage risk, certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage, or if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box so that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free training. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and this will mean a bit more to those that have watched past videos, but if you have, hold for your memory, talking about this green line right here as a key area of support, and you can see that today price came down here, temporarily broke down below it, but overall didn't last very long. Price found some support and has now gotten a little bit of a miniature bounce right here. So far so good. This level right down here at 189 has proven to be support, just as it's had in the past. So I guess I'll turn that into a quick plug. Here we have the power of charts. So definitely get signed up for that free training because I really do have a useful application as traders. But right here, so like I said, 189 remains that key area of support. If this bounce continues right now, the two main levels, and nothing has changed from the last video, you're going to have that purple line up there, the 200 period moving average, essentially at $200 now. But if that level can be broken, then you have the next level up there right around 202.50. So $200, 202.50 main areas of resistance, 189 main area of support. But like I said, good to see that the price didn't absolutely get demolished down through that level, because if that were to occur, then yes, things start to look a little bit more shaky, but it held up just nice, got a bounce. Now let's see if this bounce carries into Tuesday. Next one here, SRNE, and this is an absolute train wreck, and there's not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, look at this volume just continue to pour in as I speak. Huge volume bars, price going essentially straight down. But this is all why it's on the watch list. Because is there a setup right now? Is there some sort of approach? No, there's not. At this moment in time, there is no setup, there's no approach. But what does matter and why it's on the watch list is, well, think about the idea of a watch list. It's to find unique, to find interesting situations, and not randomly rush out and buy anything, but to watch it. And when you have stocks like this, which have gapped down and then essentially going straight down and then getting huge volume, in my opinion, at least, that's an interesting situation. That is something that is worth watching, especially if you like penny stocks here. So like I said, can't sit here and map out really any sort of setup or anything like that. There's no patterns, but what it does have is huge volatility, something getting absolutely beat down, great volume. So if you like to play these sorts of situations, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, OCUL, and overall, a little bit of perspective here. I mean, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you were buying right there or buying right there, then yeah, from that angle, the chart looks really, really bad. But assuming you do care about the big picture of things, sure, I understand there has been this pullback right here as the prices come down, but you probably know where I'm headed with this. Well, if you care about the bigger picture, then a valid question and a question that should be asked is, okay, fair enough, yeah, the price is in a little bit of a pullback right now, but what was happening before the pullback? And well, before the pullback, the price is way down there before this huge move up right here, which has now allowed me to draw this bull flag pattern. So not the first bull flag we've talked about, but the other ones were on more so penny stocks, but this one's a little bit higher priced, but it is still down below that $10 mark, which I know is a popular area price-wise. So if you like this price range, you like bull flags, keep an eye on it. Next one, COMS, and overall, good solid move today. When you think about it, Friday, the price having been down here, and now it worked its way all the way up there. Granted, it did pull back some, but it still got the opportunity to show some signs of progress, which is the key, right? That's what a truly strong move is going to do. It's going to show signs of progress. But you're probably asking, okay, Clay, that's cool to say, but what do you mean a sign of progress? And that's why I love charts. They allow you to take words and make them very visual and add numbers to them. So when I say show a sign of progress, I mean stay up above $5. Because if you think about it, if the price comes down here, bounces around, and then turns itself back around. What do you still have in that situation? Well, you have a set of lows right here. You'd have the previous low right there if you envision those as stair steps. Well, then, yeah, in the very near term, at least you now start to show some signs of progress via stair steps heading in the upwards direction. Whereas on the flip side of things, and I'm not saying this will occur, but for example's sake, if the price comes down here and then just blasts down through there and basically goes right back to where it was, that's not exactly a sign of true power, right? Where a price makes a move and then goes right back to where it was, right? So that's why I say at least show some signs of progress. Nothing can go straight up. Nothing has to go straight up in order to be considered healthy, but it does need to show signs of progress to be considered healthy, which again is where that $5 mark comes into play. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that follows the NASDAQ. So if you believe that the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to rise, this one will also rise. It just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it very popular. And this will mean hopefully more of those you that have watched past videos, but if you have, you know that I've constantly talked about this trend line over and over and over again. And well, once again, we need to talk about it because as of now, you can see that the price is right at that trend line, which does allow the ability to ask a very exciting question. And that question being, okay, it's actually slightly above this trend line. So is this the start of a whole new breakout? Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just goes right back down. But that is a two-sided question because, well, I mean, maybe it is the start of a bigger breakout and this thing really starts to get rocking and rolling again. And once more, that's the idea of a watch list, to find unique, to find interesting situations and not just buy, but to watch and see what happens. And that's always an exciting dynamic to watch is, okay, something's happened. Something worthwhile has happened in this situation, getting above this trend line. Is it the start of something bigger? Let's see what happens on Tuesday. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the class. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, February 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do two things for me. And as long as I know you'll enjoy, I'll continue to put in the time and effort required to get this content out to you. But hit the like button and leave a comment below. Say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. So hit that like button, leave a comment, get signed up for that class. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.